Michael Morgan reporting for Woe TV, sitting alongside Rory, the Red King MacDonald. Right now, we are literally hours away from what is going to be a pretty, well, hectic battle for you. Where does this actually rank in your mind? A lot of people for Paul have been billing it as, you know, the biggest fight of his lifetime. Where does this rank for you?
It's up there. I mean, obviously, I fought on the biggest stage for the world title, but you know, every fight in a fighter's career is the biggest opportunity ahead. So, you know, I have a lot riding on this. I want to get momentum going on for the next fights in my contract with Bellator, and you know, keep pushing forward, bigger and bigger opportunities, bigger fights. So I'm going out there to, you know, have an amazing performance and let people know what I'm all about.
So in terms of the way that you have in your mind mapped out what's actually happening, obviously if you get past Paul, you'll be in title contention. Is your long-term plan to stay with Bellator and obviously to reign as their champ, or are you looking to prove your worth back to a bigger organization, obviously like the UFC?
No, I'm happy here in Bellator. You know, obviously I'm here to get paid, and when it's time for contract negotiations, I'll be open to anyone's offer. You know, I'm a prize fighter, and that's what I'm about. But I'm very happy so far here in Bellator. I'm looking for a long-term relationship. So far, it's been going great. And you know, my plans here are to be champion, maybe a two-division champion, and also to take on the biggest names in Bellator for the super fights.
Just on the two-division champion, what was it that actually prompted that, in terms of what makes it attractive for you to move up or move down in terms of trying to get a belt for obviously yourself?
More money. It's something the fans, I think, would enjoy. You know, seeing a smaller fighter go up and challenge the bigger guys. For myself, it's a challenge. I wouldn't be a big middleweight by any means, but it would also it would keep me more busy. I'd be able to fight more often, wouldn't have to cut weight. So you know, going from 170, 185, 170, 185, back and forth, I would be able to keep a very busy schedule, and I'm about that, so I'm looking for that.
And you obviously got your eye on some suitable opponents at different weights. Just reel off a few of the names that kind of like make you want to get out of bed in the morning to put on some 4-ounce gloves.
Obviously, you know, championship fights and the super fights. So any of the champions, any of the legendary fighters that Bellator has, and yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Just in terms of you being a prize fighter, what are the aesthetics for you that are different to the run-up to a UFC fight to that which is it the same as the run-up to a Bellator fight? What I'm talking about is obviously your ability to make money, I would have thought would have been expanded now that you can get sponsors. You're no longer bound by just one sponsor. Just talk me through the aesthetics for yourself, how that actually feels in terms of you're no longer bound to Reebok, say, for example.
I definitely have the ability to go explore new sponsors. Right now I'm looking to you know, just have marquee blue chip sponsors that want to be with me for the long term. You know, companies that match up well with each other, with me and them. And yeah, long-term partnerships, serious deals. I'm not looking to scatter a bunch of patches all over me for, you know, one-fight deals. You know, I'm looking for serious business relationships in the future, but that's going to take momentum, which starts on Friday.
I mean, just on the scattergun approach of actually attracting sponsors, wouldn't you say any sponsor coming forward right now would be a good sponsor to actually get on board, and albeit that you'd be a patchwork quilt of brands, but wouldn't that be like the sensible option? I mean, I'm just trying to get behind your mindset of just focusing on just on one brand.
I'm a little confused with what you're trying to say.
Well, what you were saying just a while ago was that you're not looking to be peppered with brands. So,
yeah, blue chip marquee sponsors.
Okay, so in terms of the sponsorship, you're looking for big names, is what you were saying.
Yeah, yeah. You know, legitimate companies that match up well with my lifestyle, and you know that we have a good fusion together and good promotion for their brand, and you know looks good with me as well.
What I'm working up to is the fact that nowadays the sponsorship landscape is basically a desert wasteland. It doesn't look like it did 5 years ago. Is that your experience right now? You see, what I'm trying to gauge is how lucrative is the sponsorship market these days?
You know, I think you have to battle for the big fish. You know, they're not just there to throw their money away and on just anyone. They want special athletes, and I believe I am one of those. So I'm going to go out there and prove it to them. But definitely, like you said, there's a lot of little patch companies that want to just put their name everywhere, and you know, and just one fight deals with everybody, and that's not really what I'm about right now.
Okay. I mean, speaking of what you're about right now, you're about to obviously face off against Paul Daley. Now, in the run-up to this, you talk about, you know, Paul's KO ability. There's a lot of respect going on, but also there's a lot of respect coming back. Is this surprising to you, given that Paul's renowned to be not necessarily a shit talker, but somebody who, how can I put it, puts himself out there in terms of, you know, what's in his mind with regard to his opponent?
Yeah, no, he can be an aggressive guy with his words, and I don't mind that at all. I think it's a good thing. Gets the fans excited, gets me excited. You know, Paul's an intense guy, and I'm looking forward to competing against him. But when all the talking is done is when I shine. I'm going to go out there and prove that I'm the best guy in the world.
One of the things which he offered by way of comment about yourself was that you quit in the Robbie Lawler fight. Now, when you heard this, what was your reaction? And secondly, what's your retort to that?
You know, I think that was one of the greatest fights of all time, you know, in people's minds. And I got pushed to my breaking point, and, you know, the referee stopped it when I went down. It was, there was no tap out or anything like that, but I was definitely pushed to my breaking point. And I think that's a very hard task for people to do, seeing that I don't get put away that often.
Now, in terms of what you're going to be doing on Saturday night, obviously, you know, you're obviously not going to reveal your game plan, but how do you actually see this? In your mind's eye, you must have mapped it out already, how you see it actually going down. Just describe to me, in your mind's eye, how that actually plays out.
Aggressive. I'm going to be pushing him around in the fight. I'm there to be the bully, the dominator, and I see the fight going in any direction of mixed martial arts. I'll be pushing the pace in a violent way.
Thank you very much, Rory.